The Iowa primary held on January 15, 2024, was a decisive victory for former President Donald Trump, who secured a record margin of 51% of the vote. Trump's win in Iowa has set the stage for a two-person race between him and Ron DeSantis, who came in second place. Meanwhile, Nikki Haley, who had invested heavily in the state, finished in third, and Vivek Ramaswamy suspended his campaign after coming in fourth.
I want to congratulate Ron and Nikki for having a good time together. We're all having a good time together. And I think they both actually did very well. I really do. I think they both did very well. We don't even know what the outcome of second place is. And I see Carrie Lake. Congratulations, Carrie. Very good. I spotted her, I have to announce, because she's terrific. She's going to be a senator, a great senator, I predict, right? You're going to be a great senator. And I also want to congratulate Vivek, because he did a hell of a job. He came from zero, and he's got a big percent, probably 8%, almost 8%, and that's an amazing job. They all did. They're all very smart people, very capable people. I think most importantly, I want to thank my incredible wife, First Lady, I'll say former and maybe future.
After Trump's historical victory, liberals on cable news lost their minds, which is quite funny because it was the first and only state for the GOP primary election. I'm not sure what these liberals thought what would happen. An MSNBC anchor went on a bizarre racist rant.
But, you know, I feel like the important sort of data point, and you know, Steve talks about it a lot, he's going to probably talk about it a little more tonight, is that these are white Christians. That this is a state that is overrepresented by white Christians that are going to participate in these caucuses, yes. Especially tonight. Earlier today, reached out to Robbie Jones, from the Public Religion Research Institute, knowing that we were going to talk about Iowa. And this is a hyper-evangelical white state. And he said the following to me: Iowa is about 61% white Christian. The country as a whole is approximately 41% white Christian. And in Iowa, we're talking about evangelical white Christians. And he said the following. Because I asked him, what do they get out of supporting Donald Trump? Because he keeps losing, he keeps delivering losses and losses and losses. And he said the following: they see themselves as the rightful inheritors of this country, and Trump has promised to give it back to them.
That was a very unhinged and convoluted statement, but things get even more embarrassing for MSNBC. Rachel Maddow then went on to explain that they will never broadcast Trump on their network ever again, basically stating that I'm your new network for news.
And I need to tell you that right now, the former president himself is making remarks tonight from his home in Florida. As far as we can tell, and what we were prepared for here, is that this is basically a campaign speech in which he is repeating his same lies and allegations against his perceived enemies. It is just getting started. So far, he's just giving his normal list of grievances. We don't consider that necessarily newsworthy, and there's a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things. So our deal with you is that we will monitor these remarks. If he does say anything newsworthy, we will turn them around and report on that right away. But for now, just know that it's happening and we're not taking it.
CNN decided to interrupt Trump's victory speech. This decision from CNN now makes me your true and trusted news network. Thank you very much, CNN. I appreciate your willingness to give up on journalism and allow me to take over. Mwah.
Baby, we're going to seal up the border. Because right now we have an invasion. We have an invasion of millions and millions of people that are coming into our country. I can't imagine why they think that's a good thing.
Donald Trump declaring victory with a historically strong showing in the Iowa caucuses. If these numbers hold, the biggest victory for a non-incumbent president in the modern era for this contest. A relatively subdued speech as these things go so far, although here he is right now under my voice. You hear him repeating his anti-immigrant rhetoric. He did take time to praise his rivals, Haley and DeSantis and Ramaswamy by name. Rather un-Trump-like to do that. Gracious, but perhaps a sign of some message discipline, at least for one night.
Liberals' news media was not the only ones losing their minds over a single state victory. Republican candidates Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley came out as sore losers, despite Trump's modest victory speech. Ron DeSantis claims the election was rigged because the state was called with 1% of the vote in. Unaware, Ron DeSantis accidentally proved his own supporters lack voting loyalty and can't even win a single state.
We love you, too. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. They spent almost $50 million attacking us. No one's faced that much all the way just through Iowa. The media was against us. They were writing our obituary months ago. They even called the election before people even got a chance to vote. But they were just so excited about the fact that they were predicting that we wouldn't be able to get our ticket punched here out of Iowa. But I can tell you, because of your support, in spite of all of that they threw at us, everyone against us, we've got our ticket punched out of Iowa.
Nikki Haley celebrated her third-place loss, claiming there are only 2 candidates left. Despite the fact there are technically 3 candidates left, Nikki Haley apparently can't do basic math.
I can safely say tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a 2-person race.
The only sane loser was Vivek Ramaswamy, who decided to suspend and drop out of the presidential race after getting 4th place.
We believe those ideals still exist. This man is going to be your next president to revive them. E pluribus unum, from many, one. And you know how we're doing it? We're doing it by speaking the truth at every step of the way. There are 2 genders in this country. Period. That is the truth. Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is not a border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind. Capitalism lifts us up from poverty. There are 3 branches of government in the United States, not 4. And the U.S. Constitution is the strongest and greatest guarantor of freedom in human history. That is the truth. We fight for the truth.
That's the news for today. We'll end it with a liberal admitting Trump is going to win the general election.
If you had to bet $150,000 on who's going to win in November, who would you bet on?
I never dreamed that I would say this, but I would bet on Trump. I thought it was done. I thought it was over. You don't come back from an impeachment. You don't come back from January 6th. You don't come back from any of this. But he's come back. The guy's a survivor. And his opponent is having so much trouble that I would, at this point, give the edge to Trump.